Hey there, Sandy from sandybowie.com, and today we're going to talk about how to stop your addiction to signing up for free content or paid courses and webinars. So this is something that I was very guilty of, and I did a lot of as well, signing up for whether it was webinars, live streams, for all sorts of different types of content on how to grow my business. And I signed up for so much of it, but I never really implemented any of the stuff that I learned at all. Now, I have to say, I am a recovering free content junkie. It's something that I was really guilty of, and I'm wondering how many out there are guilty of exactly the same thing. Now, go ahead, put your hand up right now if that's something that you've also done. Because let's be honest, it's really tempting, isn't it? There's so much free content out there that makes all these promises about how we can have six figures, about how we can run our business, how we can sign new clients, that it's really easy to be interested in what everyone else is doing instead of being focused on what we should be doing. So if this has been a problem for you, then like I say, I'm recovering, and I can tell you about the 3 different ways that I have managed to stop this behaviour completely. So here we go. So step number 1 that I implemented was to get really clear on my marketing strategies that I wanted to implement. See, here's the interesting thing. I was signing up for all these free courses, webinars, live streams, like I say, whatever. And it was how to sign 5 clients in a week, or how to, make 10k a month, or how to run a 6-figure business. There really is no shortage of that sort of stuff. And I was taking notes on all of it. And the funny thing is, actually, a lot of the time I didn't implement any of this stuff, and even when I was taking the notes, I knew that I wouldn't implement it because I wasn't ready. So what changed for me was getting really clear on my marketing strategies, because let's be honest, I know how I want to run my business. I know how I don't want to run my business. And when I owned that and got really clear about, wait a minute, I don't want to do discovery calls right now. I don't want to talk on the stage. I don't want to go to networking meetings. I don't want to be in Facebook groups. All of the different strategies that people are teaching on how they got to their 6 figures. I started to think, well, wait a minute. I don't want to implement any of those strategies, but this is what I do want to implement. So I got really clear about that. So for example, I'm implementing Facebook ads, and I'm also adding a simple sales funnel onto the back of that, so that it takes my new leads, people who sign up, into a funnel that hopefully gets them to sign up for a fear-busting mindset session with me. And I'm also experimenting with tripwires. If you don't know what they are, then it's basically a small low-cost offer that any new lead is offered, and it basically offsets the cost of your Facebook ads. So yes, I'm crystal clear now about my strategies, so I don't need to listen to free webinars or free calls about booking discovery calls or any of those sorts of strategies now, whereas before I was all over the place. I was listening to this and I was listening to that, but I don't need to be anymore, because I'm 100% focused on, right, I know what strategies I need to be paying attention to. And guess what? This one thing virtually changed everything overnight, because I don't even notice those old types of things that I used to sign up for anymore. They don't really come into my radar, or if they do, I'm never tempted to sign up for them. So that's step number 1, the most important step. But next thing, step number 2, is to get really clear and set your own learning goals for your free content and your paid content as well. So here's the thing, you know what your strategies are now. And by the way, Don't listen to any other free content until you've decided what strategies that you're going to follow. And then you know the strategies already because you've already heard enough about all the different strategies that everyone's teaching because you've been learning about them while you've been signing up to all these webinars. So pick one and then focus your learning goals on that. Now, it's slightly embarrassing to actually admit what I was doing based on the fact that I'm a learning and development consultant, or at least I was in my corporate career. So I would never undertake a piece of learning without, or design a piece of learning without being clear on the end outcome, on the goals. So I literally have been breaking the most basic of rules when it comes to learning, and that is about being clear about what you want to do with that learning. I'm slightly ashamed to actually admit that because I never really understood what was happening at the time. I just didn't know what to do, so I was listening to everyone else. But here's the thing, now that I'm focused on what I want to learn, I know exactly what sort of things I want to sign up for, and I'm talking about paid courses as well as free content too. So, for example, you need to know what level you're at the moment. When I first started running Facebook ads, I was a complete beginner. So whatever it is, you need to know what level. Are you a beginner? Are you more intermediate because you've already been implementing some things and you just want to improve your results? Or are you more advanced? You need to know that. So what do you know and what don't you know? Be really clear on that. What do you want to know? Like, what are the top 3 things about this, implementing this one strategy that's going to help you? So there's no point in signing up. So, for example, for me, there's no point in me signing up to one of these webinars about how to upscale your Facebook ads when I'm just at the beginning of that. I'm just starting out. And for those of you who've never even heard of Power Editor, have never ran an ad before, there would be no point in you signing up to that sort of thing anyway, either. So most of these courses have some bullet points that tell you what you're going to get out of it. So you can compare them with your bullet points. And if it doesn't match, then don't sign up for it. And here's the other brilliant thing. When you're really clear about your learning, guess what? The law of attraction activates. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Suddenly, there will be opportunities coming out of the woodworks that you didn't see before because you weren't looking for them. And that is absolutely brilliant. You'll find the teacher really quickly once you understand what it is that you want to learn, and the others will just disappear. So here's number 3, because it can all get a bit overwhelming, all of this implementing new strategies as well. And what I do is break down my strategy into so many tiny little easy to implement steps to grow my confidence. Because for me, it's about growing my confidence in terms of implementing new strategies more than anything else. And again, that probably comes from my learning and development background. I usually work between 6 weeks and 12 weeks is how long I give myself to implement a new strategy and master it to the level that I want to, and then I'll move on and do something else. But I have goals between 6 and 12 weeks of this is what I want to achieve with this strategy. And this is what I do with my clients as well. And it's because back in the beginning, I was trying to go from 0 to 10 in one go. I thought I needed to be able to be amazing at this overnight. And again, it's embarrassing to admit that because basic 101 learning, it just doesn't happen. Until I got myself in that environment where I was like, okay, no, I'm going to implement this part first. I'm going to learn that. I'm going to master that. And when I feel comfortable, I'm going to move on to this part. So I didn't go straight out running Facebook ads with a £250 daily budget on it and tripwires and everything. I didn't do all of that in one day. I implemented it over a course of time, growing my confidence in what I was doing every single day, and that's the most important thing. And this is what I do for my clients too. So if you've been, let's recap, if you've been a course junkie, if you've been the person that signs up for everything because you're just not sure what you want to do yourself, you have the end goal, you know what you ultimately want. You want the 10k months, you want the 6-figure years, you want to be that coach. But if you've been just signing up and getting overwhelmed by all this information, then there's 3 things that you can change right now. So first of all, choose a marketing strategy that you want to implement right now. Only one. Only one. And that is what, so all the other pieces of free content or paid courses or whatever it is you want to do, put them to the side for now. You're not going to focus on them. You're just going to focus on this one strategy. You're going to set your learning goals for that strategy in between 6 and 12 weeks. Where do I want to be? What do I want to know about this thing? What do I want to be implementing? Set goals for yourself, and not a way up there unachievable goals. Set, for where the level you are right now. Because implementing something is better than not implementing anything at all. And then just work at it steadily. I implement every single day now instead of not implementing anything at all, because I've broken it down into small, simple steps. And I also, if there's things that I'm worried of and things that I'm afraid of, I've got my mindset practice that I do daily, and I can also implement little strategies. Like I said, I'm not going to start off with a £250 budget. I can just start off with a few quid every day until I learn how to make Facebook ads profitable. There's always a way to get this strategy implemented without being overwhelmed by it, without being terrified by it. There's always a way. So you can stop being a course junkie too. You can stop all of that, and you can start being focused on your learning, and you can start implementing. You can do that today. I wish you all the success. Thank you.